when I show you my would I be able to see some of it after? Whenever we're done, we can do that. How would I be able to see it? Just like you did before with the thing, because this one here on you is only has the TV screen on it. This one here is, you have to look in that little eyepiece, and it's kind of a little more difficult. But you know, we will see. Hey, my name's Mark Hadley, and I work here at Western Maryland Hospital. And I guess I started here last July, and I kind of met this guy here, Tony. Tony Crowder. Always mess up with his name sometimes. And when I first saw Tony, I was actually very much intimidated by him. And you look at Tony, and he has tattoos and stuff, and sometimes you don't see his pearly whites, and he doesn't smell. And I knew when I came here, just intimidating because he didn't talk, he didn't move around a lot, and I guess it was my own fear of, how I can't tell, is this guy gonna be nice? Is he gonna be mean? I would think you would be a mean person because you couldn't talk, and there's not a lot of movement, but I'm looking at it, from my point of view. And luckily I met Hugh Brandenburg is a friend of Tony's. He's been a friend of Tony's for 16 years. Yeah, 16 years. And it's mainly because of Hugh. And I saw this guy who, Hugh looks like a nice guy. Doesn't look like a biker dude. Doesn't have tattoos that I know of. Maybe he does. But I don't know if he does. And he's like a nice guy. And he kind of pretty much introduced me to Tony. And he taught me how to read Tony's lips. And how did you meet Hugh? Right here, actually, in the room with you when I was doing my rounds. I'm one of the people that manage this ventilator over here, and I make sure that it's giving him the right amount of oxygen, the right amount of volume of air in his lungs so he can breathe. Without this machine here, Tony wouldn't be able to breathe. And he's also, because some patients can talk with the trach, tube come out of his mouth because Tony is chronically dependent upon the ventilator, and he always has to be on it, so he's trach. He has a hole in his neck that goes into his airway, and there's a tube that goes down into his lungs, and this machine applies the air, oxygen, the pressure to help ventilate his lungs to help him breathe. And that's kind of, my job. And pretty much, like I was saying before, that's all I kind of cared to do. And then the process of meeting Tony with you, we became friends, and it was amazing. I never thought it possible. I really didn't. I never thought you could, make friends and be buddies with a guy that's on life support. Hey, who'd have think that you can actually spend times and talk about, Tony's life. I want to FORGET. I want to forget I am on the ventilator. Yeah. Well, it's not something like, something that I thought of, in the sense of, if I was in Tony's situation, and I think a lot of people, you try not to think about that, because emotionally it would upset you. And that was my fear too, but then it changed me once I allowed myself to see things from Tony's point of view. It allowed me to I didn't feel sorry for him. I said, hey, this is just, it just so happens my friend Tony, where I work at, is on this ventilator. And it takes me a little bit more effort because I don't spell real well. And if he goes more than actually 4 letters, I need to write it down. And I need to find here we go. I need to find my scratch pad here, just in case we use big words. And it's amazing. I totally look forward to coming to work. They do talk about creating a healing environment here. This is what I try to do. We goof off. I think we have a good time the time we spend together. Not unlike any other of my friends. Like I said, I look at Tony on the ventilator. It's kind of like, just like any of my other friends. I have a friend of mine that likes to pick his nose. You know what I mean? And, it's pretty odd, but that's what he likes to do. And I don't care. He's still a good friend of mine. Tony just so happens just hooked up to this machine. But we still have big conversations and we talk about just about everything. And, what would you like to talk about today, Tom? What did you do today? Well, I got up and I cooked breakfast for my daughter. I made us eggs, and then we had orange. We had an orange. She loves orange. And then later, my wife got up and made her some pancakes and stuff. And, it's, like I said, it's pretty, I feel so, grateful. And it's like, I kind of want to do something exciting with my family so I can come here and tell you, because if not, you'd be like, man, what a lazy butt. Because you always tell me, if I had a family, if I had a wife and daughter, man, what would you do? Huh? You want to know? I would do what you do. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just like being grateful that you have that. Like I said, I'm grateful for our friendship, and I know at times it's disheartening because I know you are in pain. And this is not. I know at times Tony would say, I don't feel good, and I'm like, okay, it's understandable. You have that right, and I'm amazed. Tony's been 16 years, right? How old were you when you had an auto accident? 24 years old. Yeah, and was you driving? No. Passenger? Seatbelt? No seatbelt. Did they say if you wore your seatbelt, did they think anything that you might not have? And you broke your neck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And just out goofing off with some friends, and yeah. You think about that a lot? Yeah. Yeah. It is going to be 17 years in May. Wow. 17. So 17 years I have been here for 16 years, right? May? No. B-U-T. But I was in a different hospital for 11 months. Okay. Yeah, it's something, isn't it? So, with healthcare, in mind, like again, I do respiratory, and I pretty much do the same thing. I definitely have a different feeling towards you than I would say most patients. I believe it's because it's your age, being a guy, and I really can see myself in your situation. I had a similar. I may not have the tattoo, but I had that reckless abandon, and that just didn't, I don't know, I didn't like myself, I guess, you know, and which could have led me here. You know, I got lucky. You know, I had my wrecks and I've had my falls, but I just got lucky. But sometimes you don't get lucky. And, you know, I think, you know, like I said, I didn't spell it T-H-A-T-H-I-N-K. I didn't think, no, I think if I was, okay, I spell this one too. A W A K E, awake, I would be able to P B O B R A T D C E. I would be able to brace myself to to the side, spell it, C T D A S H to the dashboard. But I was passed out. I was drunk. I was drunk. No, I was spelled T S T A H R O W N. I was thrown into the dashboard. If I was awake, I would be able to brace myself. Yeah. And then, what about the guy who was driving? Was he, I guess, was he like drunk, or and he just lost control? Or was it head on? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I have a picture. I W, right? W will show you sometime. Okay, maybe I can, I can put it on the camera, so if someone cares to watch this sometime, that they, you know, could see that. Yeah.